Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of Toast the Toss. We are here with the fourth episode of our World Cup 2023 special, and boy, what a tournament it has been. We have five guests, five fanelists today, and after a long time, we have Suraj making a comeback. So, Suraj, nice to have you. How was the tournament so far for you?
Mind equal to blown.
Mind
That's my
equal
two
to blue.
cents.
Okay. Okay, we'll get back to the why it was blown and who blew it in particular. And then we have Bidhu. Hi, Bidhu.
Hi, Aryo.
Next we have Tejas, who has heard Dil Dil Pakistan 250 times from a fellow person at the stadium. And then we have Sanskar. Sanskar is not supporting any team particularly, but I think his parents are supporting Australia, going by the color of the walls in his background. And next
There
we
is bro
have
adjacent to that.
Vinayak, who apparently is wearing a commando green. Okay,
My
so
curtains, my curtains are also green.
okay, okay. Who selects the curtains in your house? You or your wife?
Hey, that don't ask such detailed questions here. It's you're creating family strife here.
Okay, no issues. Okay, so first question to uh, Bidhu, are you happy with the semi-final lineup? We have India, New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa. Are you happy with the lineup, or you had predicted on these lines?
No, I had Pakistan in my initial prediction. I think I did not consider South Africa to make it through. So my lineup was India, Australia, Pakistan, and I was actually hoping for Sri Lanka as well for some reason because of their experience in some continent. But as the tournament progressed, I think the best teams are there.
Yeah. Tejas, do you agree with Bidhu? Means, are you
Yeah,
happy?
100%. I think the
Was
four
this your
deserving.
prediction, or do you had expected England to be in the top four?
No, I think I had told either one of Australia or England will make. I don't think both would
Okay.
have. Yeah, more or less okay. I also had Pakistan in top four at the expense of South Africa. But yeah, as Bidhu said, 100% agree. I think the four deserving teams are in the semi. So more than happy with the lineup.
Okay, Sanskar, a question for you. Which team you would have liked to win the top four, and in whose place?
Um, the ones who haven't made it to semis, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This one's no-brainer for me. Personally, I would have wanted Afghanistan to qualify
Okay.
simply because they conducted themselves really, really well.
Hmm.
Uh, the batting top-notch. Even though there were questions around their strike rate, but I still felt they punched above their weight.
Yeah.
Uh, in whose place, I honestly can't think of any other place because those four teams were better. Australia, it took special effort from Maxwell to get past Afghanistan's bowling prowess of 91 for 7. So I think
Hmm.
ultimately all the four teams are where they are.
Okay. Uh, Vinayak, are you happy with New Zealand making it to the top four, despite not defeating any of the top three teams, which are?
Absolutely,
uh,
absolutely. I want India to take revenge for the all the other ICC defeats. So I was rooting for New Zealand to be there.
okay. And Suraj, what about you? Which team would you have loved to see other than uh, Afghanistan? Any team which you would have loved to see in the top four?
After Matthews got timed out, I thought Sri Lanka will get galvanized and they'll reach the semi-finals. But I think he got timed out little late in the tournament. I'm also surprised the number one ranked team did not feature in the top four. That was just little surprise, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, how many of you are annoyed with the fact that all the subcontinent teams, including Afghanistan, none of them actually could qualify for the top four? Like it's again India and South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. Is it disappointing for a subcontinental cricket fan? Uh, Barring India means not seeing other top teams from the subcontinent making it. What are your thoughts upon it?
Can I go?
Yeah,
So with the IPL in place, I don't think the subcontinent pitches are really a mystery for anybody. It's a leveling field, so to say. So I don't think it's a surprise that the best teams have qualified. Obviously, Pakistan doesn't play the IPL, so it may be still a mystery to them. But their conditions, I mean, it can be argued that it is similar. But the other teams are pretty much it's a leveled play field, so to say. So I don't see why the subcontinental teams should get a advantage here.
it
I'm just
is.
thinking, Vinayak, you've given enough fodder for the Pakistan YouTube channel, so they will now start making videos saying that this was a conspiracy by BCCI by not having Pakistan play the IPL so that they don't come in the top four.
Okay, we won't get into all those ifs and buts, but Tejas, do you agree with Vinayakam's thought process, or you felt that the subcontinent teams could have made it? This was in their neighborhood. They could have made it.
Definitely. I mean, conditions are never a mystery for subcontinent teams, but I feel all the teams that you talked about, right? Maybe barring Afghanistan, they lack strong characters in their teams. I feel you saw at 91 for 7 what Maxwell did. That was
Yeah.
character shown by an individual. I didn't really see anyone standing up in these teams. That was for me the main factor which was lacking in any of the subcontinent team which did not come through. Of course, Australia, South Africa, those guys are like hot property in the IPL. They come in every year and they know conditions well. But you still, given that they are, played their cricket in the same conditions that you would expect them. But it's just the character and that the grit that was missing in these teams.
Okay. Um, Everyone has mentioned, yeah, Suraj.
Sorry, just one more conspiracy theory. Maybe they fed something in the biryani which was fed to the Pakistani players in Hyderabad under the guise of Atiti Devo Bhava, right? You never know. Otherwise, top ranked team. They had the Falcon, best bowling attack, Babar Azam. How can they not be in the top four? Something to do with the biryani. Just saying.
And the dance at the Ahmedabad airport or the hotel. I don't know where they danced, where they
Who danced?
I,
I didn't know
That
this.
was at the hotel, but actually means like what people finally agreed upon was that the biryani in Hyderabad, the places where Pakistan was winning were the places where the biryani is actually good. Surprisingly, Bangalore also qualified, but Bangalore does have good biryani places, and we'll take Zomato recommendations from Babar Azam. And yeah, also the man in the question, the person who played a brilliant innings, scored 201 from the dire states. I think he scored almost 70% of runs for Australia from a position where no one expected Australia to win. So, your assessment of the Maxwell innings, it was like some superhuman phenomenon which happened, or it is just Maxwell? Sanskar, we'll start with you.
It's a once a blue moon phenomenon, if you ask me, to be very honest. Yeah, if there was somebody who could have pulled off, it needed a power hitter like Maxwell. Otherwise, you don't see these things happening very often, to be honest. It took a special effort from Ben Stokes to pull off that in Headingley. It took a special effort. It took a character like Virat Kohli to pull that off in MCG last year. It took a character like Rishabh Pant to pull it off in
Yeah,
Brisbane. So again,
So you mean to say
again,
it's more, it is technically once in a blue moon, but it is more about, also about the character of the batsman. in picture, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just
But
if
I
I
can't.
can add to that, it
what conspiracy do you have
no,
now?
no,
What
it
was
takes
there
a
in
character like
Maxwell's
Rishabh.
biryani?
No, it takes a character like Rishabh Pant to get Rohit Sharma to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning when he had an alarm set at 4 o'clock, or to get Shubman Gill and Ishan Kishan to run 5 kilometers to the ground when they have a team bus waiting. So you,
Okay.
Arijit, you don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely no idea. Absolutely
You
no idea.
you should you should watch the Dream Lovin ads.
We'll put it in the
featuring
comment
Phil.
section. We'll put it in the
Yeah.
comments.
Okay, I will check it out. Thankfully, luckily, okay, one thing I wanted to discuss. This World Cup has been very disappointing for the viewers because earlier, at least the commercial breaks used to be, we used to have some nice, engaging advertisements and all that. This year, did you watch any good commercial? And I think ever since all these betting apps have come with their commercials, it's become very boring. Tejas, your views?
Yeah, I mean, I think the broadcasters have missed a trick actually. They could have invested. I think IPL got that kind of viewership from 2009 to 2010 because of Zuzu.
Yeah,
I have a friend whom I call Zuzu since then. That
yeah.
kind of impact that it had. Yeah, definitely. But the problem now is the attention span of people are getting lesser day by day, and the broadcast is not helping it. Already they're saying 50 hours is quite a lot, and then if they
Okay.
have these really bad ads, then yeah.
Okay,
there's no people,
you made an interesting point about attention span, but Vinayak or Bidhu, whoever wants to pitch in, do you think that this World Cup proved it otherwise, that it was very engaging? People were still watching the such a long format of the game, which we don't follow as ardently as we used to do, but people were still glued to the screens. Uh, Bidhu or Vinayakam, your thoughts upon this?
Bidhu, you can go first.
Um, I think it's still, I would say it's because of some performances. Like you take, for example, Australia, Afghanistan. I had switched off the TV. I mean both the phone. I was watching on the phone. But once the messages started coming in that Maxwell has reached 50, he has scored 100, and then only I started watching it again. But in olden times, at least from my end, I was always watching it till the match got over. Obviously, we were young, we were into colleges and all that. We had more time to watch it. But I don't see that in younger generation that much because of the option of watching an IPL or watching a T20. For us, we did not even have the option. The option was World Cup, and that was one of the, like, be it ads, be it songs, be it the players who are playing it, and the amount of stories attached to it, like Sachin's last World Cup or the Fab Four's last World Cup. So every World Cup was an event in itself. But here, there's a T20 World Cup coming in. So anybody who is a generalist cricket fan, not a test, one day or something, he will know that if he misses this one, there's a T20 World Cup coming in, there's an IPL coming in. So there is not much attached to it. So the real people or the real fans of some players or some game, they only are hooked onto it.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
I will direct this question to the views expressed by Bidhu to the youngest gentleman in the room. Yeah, Vinayakam, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that, because if you see, there has been a tremendous increase in the viewership of test matches, right? So if the popularity of the tests are increasing, that doesn't tell us that the attention span is necessarily going down. I believe the test matches have been made interesting with the introduction of the World Test Championship, with making each and every test match important. So and results, and because the results are coming, people are watching and so on and so forth. So good cricket will get us viewership, will get attention. I strongly believe in that. Even in this match, obviously there were some one-sided matches, but Netherlands beating England, Netherlands beat South Africa, and England was defeated by Afghanistan. So all those matches did get some viewership. maybe after. And Bidhu, to your point about switching off when Maxwell got out, we used to switch off when Sachin got out, right? So it's just it's just a different. But your point about many of us having things to do, I think I mean, having other things to do, I think that's a valid thing. If the cricket doesn't hold you, then obviously you have other avenues to move to. Yeah.
I
So
just want to add one point over there. No, I mean, we're not really disconnected now, are we? I mean, even if we switch off the TV, we still have Cricket open or any other website open to see the story. We're still not disconnected. It's just that we're not on
Yeah.
TV watching it ball by ball, but at least we are following what's happening. So I think that convenience
yeah. I agree. But
Uh,
anyone, I mean, it's like, does cricket still come on radio like earlier it used to? I don't think so, right? I used to never watch cricket. I always used to listen. I'm not from 1970s, but anyways, because I did not have a cable connectivity, I used to hear most of the coverage on All India Radio. But I guess it does not happen nowadays. Did anyone get to listen to the
no.
this World Cup on radio? No, right. Okay,
I think
now
this
we'll,
generation is very
yeah,
we're not audio medium, we are visual medium. So people would put it on mute, watch it on the mobile, and then they were working. Because we have to respect the 70-hour work week, no?
yeah, yeah. Talking about the 70-hour work week, England clearly did not follow it. But a nice point, Suraj. However, we'll be coming to you. Who is going to, if cricket had that orange cap or something like that, who is going to get it for scoring the maximum runs? Would it be De Kock? Would it be Rachin? Or would it be Kohli?
Virat Anna. This is
Virat, and
supposed to be Virat's World Cup.
this is going to be
Oh,
Virat's World Cup.
most probably it's going to be his last. I mean, you never know. That man's super fit. He can even at 40 he'll run like 5 doubles in an over, and then the other 21-year-old will die at the end of the pitch. But you never know.
Or
It,
he,
it almost seems like this could be his last World Cup.
or he might be adamant to stick in it.
True. They'll bring back Ganguly then, but okay, that's again conspiracy theory. But I
Okay.
definitely think Virat.
Sanskar, like you are the youngest of all. How impressed were you with Rachin Ravindra? He was actually not many people knew about him. Were you aware of him? Were you impressed by his batting? Does there seem to be a lot of promise for Kiwi cricket and youngsters in the 50 overs format? Your thoughts upon it?
At the background, there is a lot of fireworks. As soon as Rachin Ravindra's
Okay.
name came up, and that was the way he played his cricket throughout this World Cup. So again, exciting talent. I don't want to get my hopes very high because players do have the tendency to become one-season wonders and just vanish away. Having said that, promising talent.
Yeah.
He did show glimpses of grit and determination in that Kanpur test against New Zealand, where the last wicket, he held his wicket and took the game to draw. So there were glimpses of what he was capable of. But again, I think I'm mighty impressed with his sheer all-round skills, and hopefully it would be poetic justice if he plays for RCB in the next IPL.
Wait, I just want to say something. If Rachin plays for RCB and he helps RCB win the IPL for the first time next year, he will be the GOAT in my eyes. I might name my next child Rachin. Again, all these are prophecies, but
Okay.
if this happens, right? I'm calling it out on
Okay.
video. So.
I have already been told not
So
to
does
give domestic
naming
offense in
someone's
this
son
podcast.
last? Okay, so does naming
Yeah.
someone's son Rachin means he is after Sachin, Rahul, and Rachin? Or
Yeah,
just
this could be a daughter also.
By the way,
Whatever the sex of the child, I'll just name it Rachin.
by the way,
Rachina.
on that, apparently there is a interview with his father where he he says that his team is not an amalgamation of Rahul and Sachin.
Okay.
What is
He says
What?
it's just something that sounded nice or something of that sort. So that's a interesting twist to this whole tale about him being named after Rahul and Sachin. I won't be surprised if our media just came up with it on its own. Also, obviously, I mean the name lends to it, but I'll share the interview
this is
on the
becoming
group.
like Yogaraj Singh Part 2.
What did Yogaraj Singh do?
Oh man, we'll send you link.
We'll discuss that another time.
Yeah. Arijit has a lot of catching up to do, dude.
From the youngest to the one of the persons who would be retiring, and everyone is surprised. Why is this gentleman retiring after scoring bucket load of runs? Tejas, you have been a Decock fan, and means your thoughts upon this person of this so-called baby-faced wicketkeeper when he first came and still retains most of that. Uh, and he looks very young. He does not look as if he's 33 also. And your thoughts on Decock's performance in this series, in this tournament, and his decision to retire?
I think back in 2013 or 2014, I don't remember. There was a 3-match series against India, and he scored centuries in all three. It was a series in South Africa. So at that time, I remember discussing with my friend, saying that if there is one player whom I would like to be an Indian citizen and play for India, it is Quinton de Kock. Because I mean, I was coming from this Adam Gilchrist kind of background. I mean, I liked Adam Gilchrist, so this guy was in his mold. Opening batter, brilliant keeper, match winner on his day. Of course, it's very difficult to understand what goes through his mind. Quinton de Kock, he's not your straightforward cricketer that you see all around. His thought process works in a different way. We've seen it when he didn't want to, I think, bend the knee, if I'm not wrong. That was one controversy during one of the. It's very difficult. I don't think his teammates themselves know what goes through his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really hope for the best for him. If it really makes him happy, then so be it. I'll miss
I
him at
stand
the international level.
corrected. So I've been told that De Kock is 30 years old. But
30, yeah.
even Graham Smith, he was the captain of the South African team, and I guess he also retired quite early. I was really surprised because he retired around 32, 33, around that time. So probably that's a South African uh, culture or something like that. Yeah, Suraj, you wanted to add something?
I thought Sanskar had his hand up before. So Sanskar.
Yeah, Sanskar. Sanskar, you want to add something
Nothing.
over
I
here?
was just gonna make a sarcastic comment that by chance if South Africa wins this World Cup, probably just like how he decepted Fakhar Zaman, probably he's decepting us into believing he'll retire when he's actually not going to.
Okay. So you think De Kock might do what Shahid Afridi used to do?
Okay.
You never know.
Actually,
I
De
have
Kock playing a very intelligent game. It's a learning for all we corporate guys, right? You perform exceptionally well during your notice period so that your company has to match the offer which you're getting or better it.
Yeah, Vinayak,
I,
from you.
I have another conspiracy theory. I think the South Africans they retire early so that they don't become a crony.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep. Okay.
This is the best line of the show.
Okay, just
We will call this show this South Africans retire early
no,
because
we are not getting into that. I don't want a lot of flack. But how many of you expect South Africa to at least qualify till the finals? They have not won a single knockout match in World Cup ever since the inception of the tournament. No, ever since they have been included in the tournament. I believe in '92 they played. They played it for the first time, and ever since they have not won a single knockout game. What are the chances on a scale, on a percentage basis, if you can keep it short, that would be great. Vinayak,
I'm wearing green.
okay, so you say 100%. They will be beating Maxwell irrespective of his Kantar or
Maxwell,
under what
Maxwell.
was
I mean,
it?
he's done for this tournament.
Okay, okay. So Maxwell has maxed out. Bidhu, your thoughts about South Africa making it?
Percentage wise, I would say 25%, but just two sentences. I personally don't see South Africa winning any of the knockouts because at least from the outside, I might be wrong, but I don't see South Africa were actually looking at winning this World Cup. They just came in with players performing. They are having a very good run, and they hope that they continue for two more matches. But unlike England in 2015, when they said that we are planning for a 2019 World Cup, or India in 2019, when they said that we are aiming for winning at the knockout stages, you don't see South Africa have done something ordinarily well in the last 2 years. It's just that everybody is in form and everybody knows the Indian condition because of IPL, and everybody is performing. And that is likely to be stopped by the Australian team because
Okay,
Australia is Australia.
I have some contradictory facts to that, and I think Tejas or Sanskar might bring it on forward. Suraj, your thoughts on South Africa versus
South Africa, dude,
Australia?
because
How
my
much
heart
will-
will always be with South Africa. Head is India,
Okay,
but heart is always South Africa. I really want them to go to the finals.
Q.
Once for
That's
them to break this
okay.
jinx. Once.
Arjit, cue for you to sing Dil Dil South Africa.
Dil. Okay, we'll get back to that. Oh, Sanskar, your thoughts upon South Africa? Were they just lucky to make it over here, or is it something more that meets the eye?
I beg to differ a bit slightly. They did bat out, and they did bat out pretty well. Yeah, they did not chase well. That was one thing prevalent throughout the tournament, barring the Afghanistan game. But again, that was Afghanistan, not the most challenging bowling attack. Coming to the semi-final, I beg to differ when we say Australia favorites for a simple reason. South Africa has played in Kolkata against India. Australia hasn't. So conditions wise, they might be a little familiar with how Kolkata track may pan out. So I just think South Africa has a fair
Okay.
chance.
Tejas, I have huge expectations from you. What do you think of South Africa's chance against Australia?
Before you answer, is the pressure on South Africa more, or is the pressure on Tejas more?
The pressure is on our stats guy, Tejas. He comes with a lot of facts. So let's see. Tejas, your
I
thoughts?
feel South Africa has a vote on Australia. I go for 8-20. And 20% only because for Zampa. If not, then if not for Zampa, if Zampa has a off day, then it is South Africa.
Okay.
Conspiracy
lot of
theory
people-
alert. I've heard that Beta
lot-
Shah has now minted a special coin which will say heads on both sides. And South Africa will call heads and they'll bat first. Just saying.
Okay. Okay, a lot of people have forgotten the fact that prior to the World Cup, South Africa and Australia were in a tournament, and South Africa was trailing the tournament, and I think they were trailing
2-0,
2-0,
yeah.
and then they 2-0, and then they went on to win 3-2.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. It's just luck or anything. Uh, they have prepared really well for the tournament. They peaked at the right time, of course. And even the one South Africa versus Australia was a close match. It could have gone either ways, but Australia did sneak in. Okay. Okay, Tejas,
No,
yeah.
I mean that's the reason why I said South Africa have a vote on Australia, right? You saw. I think that was the second match for Australia. They lost by more than 100 runs. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's been a long time. My memory has.
I
Yeah.
I would go ahead and say I think Keshav Maharaj will be the man of the match.
Wow.
Okay, I like this kind of prediction.
Wait.
And now
Sorry.
the prediction
One question. How many of you reckon they'll play Samsi and Maharaj together?
They should.
It's a
They should.
brain.
It's Calcutta.
spinning track.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Calcutta is the spinning track. But
If
Calcutta,
they're
of course, like Eden Gardens has surprised me because the teams batting first. I think England also batted. They scored 300 odd runs. India also scored 300 odd runs, and it was difficult for the team chasing. So South Africa is a team which does not uh, chase that well. So I think they should go ahead with the Beta Shah's double header coin. Okay. On that note, of course, your expectations of India versus New Zealand. How many of you would be rooting for New Zealand versus South Africa or Australia final?
Can we ban this
Okay.
question?
No one. No, we are not banning this question. We are altering the question. So, your thoughts upon the India versus New Zealand? Who's going to go? Or is India going to falter again against New
But dude,
Zealand?
I'm expecting a sky blinder in the semi-finals, or a Rohit Sharma blinder.
Okay. So,
And Siraj
Yep.
taking 5 wickets.
uh,
Siraj 5 wickets or Kohli 5 wickets?
Siraj. Kohli for the final.
okay, Sanskar, you have any contrary thought? Like it will be difficult for India, it will be easy for New Zealand, anything on those lines.
India should fancy themselves with the run they've had throughout the league stage and the fact that they've played in Mumbai again against Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
again, you don't want to take a team like New Zealand lightly. Needless to say, after whatever's happened in 2019 and 2021. So, having said that, I would still fancy India's chances to be higher for a simple reason that they are coming off a
Yeah.
great run, and New Zealand just faltered against the bigger ones at a very wrong time. They were vulnerable if to keep their place in the semis, which they luckily managed
Yeah.
to. So again, sticking my neck out, I would say India.
Okay.
Touch wood.
Tejas seems to be wearing a black shirt.
No, no.
A lot. Oh, it's blue. Okay. Tejas is wearing blue after he was not allowed to wear black recently,
Right.
but that story is for some time later. Yeah, Tejas. So I don't think so. You are going to tell that New Zealand's going to romp through the final.
See, I mean, there's this cliche line that all coaches talk about, right? It's the process. And I think from 2019, what I remember is that if our team gets to maybe 19 for 3 or something, then they wanted to build a team which can still win from that position.
Yeah,
True test will be of that theory, whether they have really worked on that or not, will be tested in the next game at least. If
Okay.
not semis, then at least in the finals. So I don't want to go ahead and say or predict anything over there. But one thing's for sure, we'll get to see whether have we worked upon what we had promised for the last 4 years.
Vinayak, Mumbai boy. Okay, Bidhu, he has something to tell. Bidhu,
Yeah, just because we were with India. So we are all like Kohli fans. We are looking at 49 going to 50th century. But one thing we don't realize is like Kohli would be one of those legends or goats who has won the World Cup, did not win the World Cup subsequently, and now has a chance to lift the World Cup. You see other legends like Sachin, he kept on striving for it, won it at the end. Someone like AB de Villiers could not win it throughout. MS Dhoni won it, kept trying, did not win it. Same with Ricky Ponting, lost it, then retired. But Kohli is someone who has won it at a time when he did not even realize the worth of a World Cup. He was new to the team. He just was a part of a team that won it. Then when he became a legend, the trophy was eluding him, and now it is the chance for him to actually lift and feel the worth of the cup. So I feel more than his century, lifting the cup would be more interesting for him.
Actually, I'm a little disappointed because everyone is making it a point to say it's Kohli Kohli's cup. It's Kohli's cup.
That's fine. It's fine.
I don't think so. I remember from Mumbai boy in 2011. He could not. He was not included in the team, and the way he has turned around the team. Because 2019, despite Kohli's brilliant run and all that, we still see it is actually Rohit Sharma who's brought a lot of faith in this team. Vinayak, you being a Mumbai boy, whom do you pip? It's Kohli's cup or is it Rohit Sharma's cup? The last person I would have to have discussed this would be me because I think both Sharma and Kohli are great. But I think people are favoring Kohli more than Rohit Sharma. What's your thought?
Hey, I'm from India, okay? So this so don't get me
Okay.
into this Mumbai versus
Yeah, I
the
think
others.
we can close it with Kohli and Rohit Sharma lifting the cup with Dravid on their shoulders. I think all three deserve.
And more importantly, Rohit and Kohli retiring after they win the cup. Then they can take all the credit and retire into oblivion.
That's not going to happen because this is India.
No,
That's the last thing.
It's unfair to ask Kohli to retire. He's just 34. I mean, how can you ask him to
No,
retire?
I was
no.
Poor.
So that in the next podcast, he will ask you, like, why is he retiring so early?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, I was rooting for Tendulkar to retire after 2011. That didn't happen. I want Rohit and Kohli to retire. Focus on Test cricket. Let the youngsters run the white ball. Take it forward.
Good you
Okay,
guys said
Suraj,
this because
Suraj,
for a
what is
bit,
your conspiracy theory upon this? Like, will they retire or won't they retire?
I don't know, dude. For a second, it seemed like there was a Gautam on the show who wasn't Gambhir. So
Okay. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming up with a review of the semi-finals and a preview of the finals. And on that note, it has been fun hosting all of you. It has been a long episode because this tournament, ladies and gentlemen, has been has had our attention all along, and we are looking forward to two exciting semifinals. I hope it is a close affair and not one-sided affairs. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Tara, bye bye. Do share, subscribe, and keep watching our show, the Toast the Toss, and even our shows on Toast the Network. Thank you.